be cool. Okay. This is all going to be part of the show.
Good, okay.
Not the sock talk.
Professional. Oh, yeah. I think people really want to hear about that.
Well, they might be intrigued. You never know what to do. And I think what you said about like basing it on how you feel.
I know. Well, you know when you're looking at the outfit and you go, something's amiss.
Yes.
Something's and I
something's
don't know,
off,
and I don't have time to look it up. But something's wrong.
Do you ever have time to look it up? Honest.
No, you know what I do? I'm like, if I'm doing big screen time,
yeah,
I will save them to then an album that I never refer back to.
Okay, great.
In case do you ever save like TikToks, like reels, anything?
I save a lot of reels.
Save a lot. And do you look back to your collections and say, I'm going to learn today?
Rarely ever. And mainly the things I save are like restaurants I should try.
That I'm doing a lot. I have New York, I have LA.
Yeah, I have.
And then I have vague travel for like Europe, anywhere in Europe or Asia that I think I might want to go.
Same. I have like Paris, which I do spend time there. Paris, I have New York, I have LA. And I want to go to Japan.
Yes.
So like
I have a lot of Japan
obviously
saved.
like Tokyo, Osaka.
But
Anyway.
then I also have like out of the way places where I go, probably you're not taking like a side trip to this place. But what if
you never know, it's going to be in your saved files on
What if we're at a restaurant one day and you go, I watched a video about this. I saved a video about this.
Wait.
Oh my God, I knew this was going to rock.
But then the scrolling forever to try to find it, because every once in a while I will be like, I know I saved a video about this, and then I'll scroll endlessly on my saved. And I do have my saved kind of organized, and even still I'm like, it's not organized enough.
You can't, because I can't be making new albums all the time, but then I will see something where I go, this is so useful, like taking passport photos at home. Did you know that girls are doing that?
You can take your own passport photo?
Allegedly. And I know that I saved a video about it.
Okay.
I know that I saved a video about it. I'm hearing, not only can you take them at home, you don't have to have your ears out, which is why all of mine look so fucky.
This man insisted that this was a first for me. When I moved to New York, it's time for me to renew my passport. The year is 2018. We're going back. This man insisted I had to have my ears showing. And I was like, I've never heard this in my life. And you're the second person I've ever heard say
my ears are out on mine, but it doesn't look good. It's really weird. It's like, it's not that my hair is never behind my ears, but it's just in such a way, and you're not allowed to smile, so you're kind of like, it's bad. It's bad.
It's giving
but
model.
I think there's girls with like soft bangs in front of their ears, like in their passport photos.
That's the thing. I had never heard
stunning.
that.
Took it at home.
Yeah. Okay. We got to look into it. We have to
try
to find.
I'll scroll and I'll send it to you when I find it. But I am hearing that people are doing that.
Okay.
I don't know if it's just strict here or what.
How often are you like, I'm hearing that people are doing a thing, and it's basically just something on the internet? Because I do that with Yelp reviews. I'm like, I heard this place was really good.
Or I'm saying I read.
Yeah.
I read this.
Is more accurate.
I read this. And then people are kind of like, now people are going, did you watch a video?
Did you watch? Yeah. And the truth is, but I should do an intro for you.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
How disrespectful
of me. I just will come in and start talking.
No, same. Okay.
Pretend I'm not even here.
Pretend. I don't even know where to look. Okay, my next guest, every time I say my next guest, it's not that I didn't know what I was going to say next. Every time I say my next guest, I just keep thinking of David Letterman's My Next Guest Needs No Introduction.
Yes.
And I feel like I'm ripping that off. But I'm like, my next guest, he doesn't have, that's not a trademark
It's not.
statement.
He doesn't own it.
My next guest.
And he'll let you know if he does.
He'll come for me.
He'll come for you. If
he tried to sue me, he would get a C's. At least
you'll get a C and Z.
I'd get a C and Z. Okay, that's fine. That's kind of cool. Chic.
I don't think you would do that. I don't think you would do that to you.
My next guest is an actor and writer who you can see in Big Mistakes on Netflix April 9th. It's Taylor Ortega.
Thank you so much. That was a really good intro.
Thank you. I struggle with them.
Really? Well, because suddenly you have to think about what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. I'm mostly not thinking.
Me neither. Never. Never.
Okay, Taylor, wait, who do you want to say thanks? Who or what do you want to say thanks to?
Right now in my life, I'm feeling a lot of gratitude for Dan Levy, which I feel is pretty, but we're doing a lot of promotion right now for this show. And it's sort of the first time we've it's so weird to say that you're doing kind of like a retrospective on something that no one's seen, but that is how it feels for us. And I'm sure even more for him. And I'm really grateful for the obviously like making this show and then casting me in and changing my life. But I also, he was like my partner through the whole entire thing. And a lot of it was just the two of us for like long stretches of it. And he's just a really wonderful creative person to work with, and I think I'm really proud of the job that both of us did, and he's just been had such kind words for me throughout our like promotional stuff, which we don't really do for ourselves a lot. So then when somebody else is describing what it's like to work with you, you're just kind of like
I could cry.
You're like, I spend a lot of my time at work. And you know, you hope that everyone else enjoys having you there as much as you enjoy being with them, but it's nice to hear it sometimes. We got to tell people we appreciate them and what they're good at.
I know. I feel like that is such a good practice to have, to go, I want to tell someone, especially even if they cross your mind and you're just like, I have a nice thought about them. You should tell them.
You should tell them. It's really hard to do. And I think sometimes we think it's like breaking character for us, or like we're weirding people out. But when I have when I have that like 1 second of bravery to like send the text or something, I do try to do it.
Oh, that's such good practice.
I try. It's an encouragement other people have had for me, because I always never want to say anything. Ever, actually. But you know, I'm trying.
How are you with receiving compliments? So you're saying Dan had nice things to say about you.
Yes, and he's so specific and wonderful about it. And I think I'm honestly, you know what, it depends on the compliment. Probably. Like if you're someone who's very like you're like, I know I do a good job at work, I really pride myself in that, probably you're comfortable taking, I don't know, but then public adulation is really crazy too.
It's different. How are you bearing with that?
I mean, so far, obviously, it's like just us. Like no one's seen it yet. It's not out. It's right now as we're recording. It's not out
in this exact moment, but mere days.
But then it will be.
It will be out. April 9th.
So yeah, it feels kind of like very safe in a way, because it's really just like up to us, and like a small group has seen it. So that feels great, but I think once it comes out on a grander scale, there's always that rule of like, you have to believe the good things and the bad things, so you just shouldn't listen to any of it. I think you can listen to your peers and your friends and your coworkers.
Also, I think if you are in this, chances are you're already your own harshest critic.
Totally, for sure. Which is so good.
It's really healthy.
It really keeps you in good boundaries to remind yourself you're bad and you suck.
You're bad at everything you do, and why did you even get into this? Who do you think you are?
And never forget to do that. Never let that voice in your head die. Yeah, it's really crazy.
I mean, it's so hard to do that. But so then when people do compliment you, though, it's like I actually do want to take this in, but it can just be a slippery slope.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah.
Or what's the craziest is when, and usually this comes from friends, someone will say something kind about you that actually hadn't crossed your mind about yourself.
Yeah.
And it's like, can be a simple thing. I had a friend one time be like, we were like newer friends, and it ended up being like a little bit of a backhanded compliment. But she was like, "You're such a welcoming person." She was like, "You're really welcoming, and like you really don't give that off the top. You don't really expect that that's going to be coming." She was like, "But then it is," and I thought that's a really specific, sweet compliment. Terrifying. Don't need to know what I'm giving. You know,
it's like,
don't know what I'm giving from far away. No one needs to know that about themselves.
You're giving pure joy, love, kindness, gentleness.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. But it is really like when you get a sweet compliment from a friend that you hadn't considered, where you go, I guess I hope I'm giving that. That always feels kind of good.
Yeah.
That's always kind of like, people are having nice thoughts about me. When
that does feel nice. Like I'm doing something right. It's resonating. Something is resonating. That's the way I think I engage with compliments, and even like public adulation is like, it's just nice to feel like whatever you're doing is resonating with somebody somewhere.
Someone's getting it.
Yeah, you're not on an island. You're not an alien.
You're not an alien. Yeah. And you probably like, there's a lot of feeling like an alien in the world in general.
Oh yes.
The opposite is worse when you actually think, where you go, I've really found my people. These people really get me, and they're like, you're the weirdest girl I ever met.
You're strange.
And you're going,
okay.
Like I was sort of thinking we were
here I was exhaling.
And that's happened as well, I think, in like this time of being in comedy and stuff, where you go, I mean, we're all so similar. We're all, and we are, and that is true. I do think comedians are like, you spend enough time around other comedians and you forget that you're all living very similar lives that are very different from everybody else's day-to-day routines.
Do you have a lot of friends who are not in comedy and entertainment still?
Yeah, I would say for an adult, yeah.
Okay.
For like someone in their 30s, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
I have like hometown friends, college friends, like different phases of life friends.
Oh, you've stuck with them.
Yes.
Like, how long is your oldest friendship? Or how old is your oldest friendship?
I would say like that I speak to super regularly. My best friend from middle school.
Fun.
Yes. But what's really interesting is she's also in the business, which was totally random. But, she like also works in film. So that's crazy.
That's right. Where are you from?
What are the odds? Jersey.
Jersey. Okay.
Yeah.
So is she in New York as well?
Yes. Well, Jersey technically, but yeah, works in New York.
Okay, got it.
And we've always really wanted to work together, and it hasn't happened yet, and I know that it will. But that makes things easier. I think there's like an understanding of like, okay, our jobs are really weird.
Yeah.
And so there's like, you don't have to explain those things. And then it keeps us kind of in the same space and on the same weird schedules.
Right.
A bit, you
Yeah.
know? And
Yeah.
she's on like she's a makeup artist, and like particularly like a special effects makeup artist, does like really cool prosthetics and like all like really crazy applications. Every now and then I'll get like a crazy series of photos of like just like severed heads or something.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
Okay, where are you?
The prosthetics.
What are you doing?
Did she do art? Was she like into art growing up?
She's been into like a million things. Like she was into art growing up, but we both did theater, and we were both like disruptive theater kids.
Okay, disruptive in what sense?
Oh my God, like just like obviously like in ensemble, talking in ensemble, just being in the ensemble of something and talking and sort of being like, y'all are not the stars.
Yeah.
You need to be quiet so the stars can rehearse their scene.
Yeah.
You know, we're playing like the swamp people in like Once Upon a Mattress, and we're like full volume talking in the back of the rehearsal. I know it was probably tough, but we saw ourselves as like, you know, we're having an important conversation back here.
Yeah.
Whatever it's about.
Well, you guys were the main characters in your own lives.
Totally. It's hard. Did you do theater growing up? Like
I did one play.
Okay.
I did maybe one or two plays, but I was not like in
high school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's intense to. You can't kind of be 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
And I was me and my two girlfriends were 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I think it was Beauty and the Beast, and then we did a couple rehearsals, and we were like, not for us.
Not for us. Did you do the show?
No.
You said it. We can't.
Early though. Gave them enough time to find replacements for 3 of us.
And let me know. I'll let you know. Like even giving them enough time for replacements, like theater. When you're in high school theater, you're like, oh my God, the show's coming up, and we just had 3 dropouts. Like they're really thirsty. You also gave them like a drama that they probably really loved having.
And it was, and we quit so early.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, I think I'll like this, and I was like, I don't love this, and I'm gonna get out of here.
Were you guys ensemble, or did you have like speaking roles or like little like songs to do?
We were ensemble.
Oh, okay, and still that's better, but still that's
it still was.
Like, there's gonna be a huge gap in the choreo.
The teacher and the director seemed absolutely unfazed by our exiting, and probably relieved. It was like, these little bitches don't care.
Yeah, they don't care.
They didn't care. Did you always know you wanted to be an actor?
I used to there definitely was a phase in my childhood where I was videotaping the Oscars or something, you know?
Oh, yes.
As if I was, once again, saving videos that you're never going to watch again is a real, just in case, just for security.
It's a thing.
It's a security
thing.
It's
a comfort. You go,
one day I'm going to have to look back on Renee Zellweger giving a speech about for what, I don't remember, but I have it on tape. Yeah, I think I always did theater, but it's kind of when you're a kid, that's like the only outlet for like a lot of kids is you're like, I have to figure out how to make musical theater work for me.
Yeah.
Even if I don't even if I'm not watching it on my off time, I have to find a way for it to work. So I was always doing theater. And then I did like theater camps and would do like improv at theater camp, you know, and that was really fun.
Okay.
Yes, right.
It was in your bones.
We don't have to learn because when you're a kid and you're going to theater camp, you're doing like they're giving you, when you're at school, you're doing musicals. Mm-hmm. And then when you're at theater camp, you're doing like divorced women monologues and you're 12 and you don't know what you're talking about kind of thing. Yeah. And so there it's like, you're not doing a lot of stuff that you understand.
Right.
You're just excited to be on stage.
Right. I feel that way about song lyrics. So many songs growing up being like, this woman is like, has been through divorce or emotional abuse and I'm singing about it full volume.
Yes. And back then the songs that men were singing were like terrifying to women. Like especially like the big like emo era of high school. I think they were singing things that were like, I'm gonna kill her tonight, and you're like, I have to. There's no other. I have to like it.
I have to like it. This is what the kids are doing.
I like music too. Yeah. So
were your parents supportive of your theater endeavors?
Yeah, I would say they were. They were kind of like, they were always supportive of my sister and I being like creative, doing theater, all of that. But they were very like, if you actually want to do it for money, you have to take some initiative.
Oh, okay.
Because we don't know anybody who's in the business, so it would have been a full outside to inside situation.
Great.
And in that case, it's sort of like both my parents worked full time, and they were not about to, move to Nashville so I could be a songwriter type thing,
I know with kids with those parents, I'm like, lucky you.
They really, but then the pressure is really on the kid to be like, you're
you
the earner now, honey. We gave up. The family has decided you're the main character of the family, and our family was kind of like, if you wanted a job as a child, you got to go and get yourself your own job.
Dang.
Yeah.
So when did your true hustle and grit, would you say?
Oh my God, as an adult. I definitely couldn't have been a kid with a job, I don't think. I think I couldn't have. I think that when I work with like kids now, I say they have something that I don't have. They have a focus, a determination.
Yeah.
They also maybe have like past lives or something where they remember going to work.
Yeah.
Because when I started going to work, I worked like jobs in my town. It was like, I have no ancestral knowledge of this. I've never done this before.
What is this?
Yeah,
not me punching in and punching out. Were your parents creatives? Are they?
They're creative people for sure. My dad's a chef, which feels like a very creative job.
We've got to talk.
Yes.
Well, that's what we're doing now.
Yes, he's a chef.
But
it's also very a very laborious job. So it's a little bit of both. I don't know if he would say that he feels that his job is like the most creatively fulfilling part of his life, but but they're both very creative people, and I think it excites them that my sister and I are both doing creative things for a living. I think that was their hope, is that it worked out, but they also are they very much pride themselves on being hardworking people, so then you have to we always had to have jobs, not all, and I've been really bad at a lot of jobs.
Have you been fired from a job?
Yes. I was just having a conversation where I was in a table full of people, and they were like, someone said, have you ever been fired? And everyone was like, no. God, no.
I used to think it was a rite of passage as an actor. Like, you have to have been fired from at least one job. I had never been fired from a job, and then I feel like I sought out a job that I could get fired from.
What was it?
Nannying.
Okay, you got fired from nannying.
Yes, I got fired. But just because I was I did the job, but it was giving bare minimum. It wasn't bare minimum. It was above bare minimum. I would stay later than I needed to at times to help the kids with homework. But I just was like, these kids are wild.
Yeah.
And I love kids, and I loved them even more then.
Yeah. Everyone who loves kids also understands. Sometimes you hit a wall and you go, you need to go.
Yeah. And so they were like, you're fired. And I was like, thank you. This means my dreams are going to come true. And Taylor, here's the thing. They low-key did 2 years later.
Yeah. Getting fired is actually really good sometimes. Or jobs not picking up, things not going. I do really feel like forward motion always does feel good in some way. I also used to feel that way about breakups too. I would always be kind of have a little bit of excitement about my life is moving forward, But that's kind of crazy to be staying late and getting fired. I was never fired for staying late.
What did you get fired for?
It's sort of whenever I've been fired, I got fired from a theater camp. And there was times where I'm giving my all, but anytime I've been fired, restaurants, I think anytime I've been fired, it's sort of been I can't really argue this. There's never been a time I've had friends be fired where I go, you need to sue. Yeah. You need to call the ACLU, something. Anytime I've been fired, it's sort of okay. And I was sort of skating by and wondering when.
Yes. And listen, I was staying late, and then it was a very quick thing. It was a month, and I was like, okay, I'm going to give it my all. And then very quickly I was like, I'm not Mary Poppins. No. I can't save these children.
And nannying is hard.
Bad.
It's hard.
It's really hard. And I was
full presence all the time.
And I got to go home, but I was like, they are whatever has happened before I arrived at the ripe age of, how old was I? 26 or something. Yeah. I was like, whatever happened here,
in someone else's family, nonetheless.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I can't fix. I'm not here often enough. I do not aspire to be Mary, and so Poppins, that is. Yes. And so I'm like, I felt really relieved to get fired, but it was the first time. So you've been fired a bunch of times, and how do you take it? On the chin?
I've been fired a couple times. I mean, one thing I do about, I feel jobs in entertainment is that you do kind of, even if you're on a job for a while, it is ultimately you're I'm doing this for a couple months, then I'm doing something else, then I'm coming back for a couple months. That is a nice rhythm. Yeah. As much as it also makes you feel insane for the times where you don't have a place to clock in. Yeah. I think it is when you get used to the rhythm a good thing. When getting fired from other jobs, it always was sort of like, I'm tired of being here. God, I come here every day and then I leave. Like I really feel for, and this is most people, but like going and spending most of your waking hours at a job and then you only get a little bit of time to go home and then you're there again
tomorrow, Groundhog
and you're doing
Day.
That every week of the year except for like Christmas or something, or like your 2 weeks off in the summer, like, and it's the same people over and over again. That is tough.
Well, that's why you were always going to be a star. Frankly,
thank you.
I'm
That's
just saying, if I may say,
my transient nature.
Your nature is such that you couldn't do that, and that's what it's in you.
You have to,
because some people I think like that stability and like the predictability. How do you do
it's
though?
Comforting.
Yeah. How are you with change, just as a general concept?
I'm good with it, but I like obviously have my little meltdowns. You have to. Like, I think even people who are good with change, like I don't know anyone who doesn't have like a bump on it in some way. You know, like you are scared to let go. You have all those things. It's just like, can you tighten your reaction time a little bit? And I think I do. I think I like have my dramas, but they happen really quickly. And I move on really fast. You know,
nice.
I don't like to like stew if I don't have to, but then every once in a while one hits you, obviously, where you go, I'm so overwhelmed. And I'm gonna be like maybe like a nightmare for 3 weeks a month. Maybe.
That's it.
Yes.
See, I'm going like 2 full months.
Well, I looked this up. You're a Pisces.
I'm a Pisces.
You're a Pisces. My partner's a Pisces, and I feel like our mood difference is kind of that I will be on a more even keel for longer, and then I'll hit a dip, and it'll be like weeks, months apart. I think for water signs, Pisces, it's like you're experiencing the range of emotions in a day.
You're
hitting
much.
3 p.m. and
I have felt everything. Today even every emotion.
It's much more. The spectrum is like heightened for a Pisces.
So I wanted to ask you your sign while you were talking about how you engage with change, and I go, don't be that girl. Don't ask. But I was like, do not ask Taylor her sign. Do not ask.
I'm a Gemini.
Okay, Gemini. Ooh, spooky.
But we're both mutable signs.
Okay.
So we both are really technically good with change. Changes are constant. So yeah, I'm good with change, but then my rising is Aries, so I'm very like forward moving person. But then of course sometimes I'm not checking in with I can go a long time without checking in with feelings.
Really? That's kind of nice as a person who I feel overwhelmed
sometimes.
And this is, no therapist would stand by this advice, but sometimes feeling all the feelings, it's just like too much.
It is.
That's how I feel as a Pisces.
Sometimes I witness it and I say that does seem it seems really hard, and obviously our feelings are like, sometimes my partner will be like, we'll say like, you're a logical person and like logic is your truth, but like for me, like feelings are the facts, and I go, that's not true to me, that feelings are the facts. But obviously I know how it feels to be like, my mood is I can't see that I'm loved by anyone. I can't see that I have any good in my life. I can't see it. My feelings won't let me. I have to wait for it to be over. When you're like, I just have to wait for it to be over. You just have to
ride it out. It's as I'm such a proponent of feeling your feelings, and then in the Pisces of it all, I am a little like last week, and the number of times I've said this, it's not just last week, girl. It's been several weeks in a row. But I'm like, I don't feel like crying. And it's like, and I'm like, I have no problem with it. I used to, but I was like, I have no problem with it. I'll do it, whatever. I'll happy cry, I'll sad cry. But I'm like, it's exhausting. And somebody said to me, like, you can cry if you want. I go, no, I know. I just don't feel like it.
It's
so exhausting.
I had a bad breakup once, or like it was meant to be like this very big breakup. But it was also like a time where like everyone was really stressed out, and I was doing a job, and I had a friend who is a Leo, which is people wouldn't guess like fire signs, they sneak by. A Leo is a really emotional sign. And this friend is a Leo who loves to cry, and was almost sort of like, you can cry if you want. And I could see them getting excited. They're sort of like, you can have a little cry.
You sure you don't want
a little cry? And I'm like, I just don't want to right now. I'm just feeling like kind of like dead inside, kind of. I don't think crying would make me feel better. I think it would make me angry.
I love that you said it was meant to be a big breakup. Meaning it was meant to be, but that's just not how you experienced it.
It was a big breakup, but when you're like, in the moment when it's happening, or like right after something big is happening to you, where you're just sort of like, I wasn't planning for this right now, and I don't know that I can make the space for it in my feelings. I'm like, I'm sure weird behavior is going to surface at some point. And it did.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure that this will take me a long time like it takes everyone. I'm sure I'm not over it. But sometimes you're just kind of like, I have to go to work.
Yeah, I gotta go to work.
I have to go to work.
Oh, my favorite thing is having to go to work.
I love having to go. Then again, sometimes, most of the time you can go to work. Have you ever been like, I have to go to work? Recently I was like, I have to go to work, and I'm like on set and I'm looking like, it's a time where I was like looking silly. I'm in a wig, you know. Yeah. And you want to be able to jump into it, but I'm sort of like, I'm like between scenes, I'm like looking at the ceiling, I'm like like I actually am trying not to cry. Everything's making me feel.
I've been to work like that too.
And you're just like
yes.
Everything anyone says, you're like, if only you knew how I was feeling. I was suffering.
In those moments, does anyone come up to you and is like, Taylor, are you okay? Is everything okay?
No, I think I'm good at not making that apparent, I think.
Oh my goodness.
But then you'll see someone else, like, especially you'll see someone else, because set is tough. Like, jobs like that, you can try to not let it be apparent, but you're there for so many hours.
Yeah.
It's once it gets 12 plus hours, I'm a big believer in, like, if someone has something in them, when people are like, oh, that person's scary, whatever. If someone has that in them, and you are working on set with them, like, their feelings will come out one way or another.
Yes.
Like their personality, their feelings, all of it will.
Yeah.
So I do think I'm pretty good at hiding it, but like it comes out. You'll see somebody else kind of like have their like weird little moment. And you're like, oh, they were feeling weird today, and I didn't know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have seen it.
12
but it pops out. They were stuffing it down deep inside, you know.
It's true. I mean, maybe that's the nice thing about the acting of it all. It's, like, it's such a distraction, not just because like I have to go to work, I'm here, but it's like I also have to now emote a different thing than whatever I'm feeling. That's nice.
God, you ever feel like this is such toxic actor, but like when you're like actually feeling kind of happy and excited, and you have to really be giving an emotional spectrum where you go, I just don't feel that way. Like, I'm
sorry, it's not.
Actually, couldn't cry in a million years if I wanted to. Things are going great for me. I have this amazing job.
Yeah, sorry, I feel really, really good.
I'm sort of exhilarated. I'm feeling actually exhilarated, if anything.
I have, again, because I think like crying is exhausting at times, been like, I just don't feel like going there. Not on a job, but like in acting class, just been like, yeah, I can't do that right now. I can't serve that.
Or you do. Sometimes I feel almost like indignant a little bit, where I'm like, I can if I want to, but I just don't want to.
It's a choice. I'm making a choice.
You're trying to manipulate me, and it's like, that's what an acting class is.
That's exactly it.
Manipulating you, and you're paying to go there.
Did you study theater college?
No, I didn't. I studied a bunch of stuff. I studied broadcasting for a period of time, which was really interesting. Never wanted to work in news.
Sure. Great.
I kind of didn't want to go to school.
I see.
Yeah. So I was never a school person, but I feel like right at the time I went to college, it was sort of like this sprint of years that they made seem like an attorney, where it's like, you have to. No, you have to.
There's no choice.
You can't live indoors for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You don't go to college right now. And it was sort of like, I guess I will.
Yeah.
But I didn't really. It really took me a long time. I had a bunch of majors. I was an English major, a broadcasting major. I was briefly an acting major, but I found it very expensive, and I needed to see a little more. Like, I love an acting class because you're like, okay, we're going, it's this many hours a week, and we're doing scene work, we're doing whatever.
Yeah.
Sometimes theater school is a bit like, you're zapping my spine, we're breathing. And I'm sure that I didn't stay long enough to see what the payoff was, but at 18 I'm kind of like, maybe we should read it some
I know. I took one theater class in college, and I was like, and I had planned on maybe being a double major, like that was definitely in my head when I had gone to college. I was like, I was a bio major, and I was like, I'm definitely, I don't know anything. Don't be impressed. It's not good. I don't know anything.
That's real school though.
No, it was real.
That's real school.
It was actually school.
You were doing you had like real course loads.
It was real course loads. It was real early
double
classes.
major would have been like, you would have been, I think, angry at the people in your theater major, where to hear them complain ever about
maybe that's what happened. I did one class and I go, I don't like this. I know I still want to be an actor, but I don't like this. But I think for me, being entrenched in all, even like in pursuing comedy, being like, oh my goodness, all the people I know, the only people I know right now at this stage in my life are comedians and actors. That's crazy.
It's really crazy. I think it's on some level, it's not necessary that they all be, but I do think it's so weird. I've come so like round trip on seeing theater school, being really young and going, you actually don't ever need to do this.
Yeah.
You never need to go there. You never need to, like, it really is person to person.
Yeah.
It's not going to make you good. It's not going to make you whatever. But then I do really think, like, acting classes, like doing shows if you're a comedian or doing whatever, like that stuff has made me obviously it's only been like a net positive.
Yeah.
Being around other creative people all the time, that's such a net positive.
Yeah.
I think feeling like when I used to live here, I live here now, but I lived here, then moved to LA, then lived here. And sometimes I would be feeling like never jealous of other people and what they were working on, but sometimes I would be feeling kind of like stuck myself.
Okay.
And then it was nice to be in community with other creative people because you wouldn't want to do what they were doing, but you'd see someone like do a solo show. You'd see someone do whatever they were doing and you'd go, okay, like, if that person is like exhausted and tired and probably wants a job they're getting paid for, but they're putting in all this work to make something that they like and feel proud of, I could do it too.
Yeah.
You know, I'm here too. And then it kind of, you start doing it and then you feel good about yourself again. And you kind of like, it's like you really need to like see it to do it.
It's
see
true.
it to be it.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
That's the vibe. Honestly, I had a friend who booked a pilot. My goodness, I'm gonna say the year is 2016, and I just see
great year to book a pilot.
Great year to book a pilot.
It was.
That was a different time.
That was meaning the world.
Yeah,
in 2016.
Pilot season, very much a thing.
Yes.
But like she booked the pilot, and for me, it was like, oh, that's possible.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't come from this industry, you're not born of this industry. You just kind of hustled and did class and had this audition, and you booked this pilot. It was so cool to see. It's inspiring, and I do think to your point, I'm like, it is helpful to be around other creatives, to be like, oh, the momentum, the creative energy, the people who are pursuing their passions in this way, and you get your own ideas.
Yes.
And you become inspired. It is a net positive.
Did her pilot get picked up?
No.
And that is also that is also really important to see, is see your friend get her dream,
I know.
then lose her dream, then go back and do another more live shows.
Oh, let me tell you, Taylor, when I had done a vision board later that year, my first ever, I was like, let me be real specific.
Yeah,
it's
and
not
the
just
show
book a
gets
pilot.
picked up.
The show, it's multiple seasons.
Multiple seasons.
To be very clear here,
Yeah,
it's not just a pilot.
yeah.
It made me get real specific because that is.
And back in 2016, it would be like your friend would get a show, someone you know would get a show, a pilot, whatever, and you'd go, and they never have to write a word again.
Yeah.
And they never, she's free. She's moved on to the next. And then it's really important to see them on the same shows as you.
Absolutely.
And, promoting and doing that where you go, oh, I'll be doing that forever.
Yes, that's just part of the job.
I'll be doing that forever.
Yeah.
And that's really that pill goes down goes down dry.
Yeah. When you see that's crazy.
Where you're like, I have to, no one ever like, I have this I feel like I'm always having this conversation with friends and they're reminding me of that. And it's like, and we love what we do and we're lucky to do it. And it is true. And then sometimes you go, I hate this. Someone should give me something.
At this point,
someone should fucking give me something.
I know, but you know what? I feel like that is true of every single career. And as gorgeous, fabulous, wonderful as this all appears, and in many ways fucking is dreamy.
It's so fun.
It's like, you go through those moments, you're like, what the fuck am I doing? Why did I send this? Is awful. This is what a fucking shit show.
And it's at the worst when it's like up to you, when it's like on you and it's like your time to create something new. You're just kind of like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah, I've done it all.
What do you fucking want from me?
Actors.
You're like putting on a little wig. You're like, what do you fucking want?
These people want. Well, okay, how are you with auditioning though?
Auditioning, I think I love. I think it's I really miss when it used to be in person because it was like you could go do it for 15 minutes and be like,
I gave it my all. That was
I'm an actress. I'm a working actress today.
Yeah, I went into an office building.
I think when you're like doing when you're writing takes so much discipline. Showing up to like shows at night, if you're a comedian, like agreeing to a show and then having to leave the house when it's dark out in the winter, that's way harder than daytime audition.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. And someone else wrote it.
Someone else wrote it. God bless.
Someone else wrote I'm schmoozing a little.
Yeah.
That actually makes me go, I worked really hard today. Like I did something really.
It's a heavy day.
I love it. I did do once, because I had been auditioning a bunch, but for like sitcom pilots, that type of thing, like hard comedy. This was like pre-pandemic, and my sister is a musical theater person by original trade, and she was really hard on herself with auditions, and I'm like, good girl, you're not even getting paid, like have fun, whatever. But she's doing like 16 bars, like all these pages of, they have them do it really intensely.
I know, I've seen.
And we went in for a rare audition where we were like back to back, which like was not happening at the time, and it was for a musical film, and she was so nervous and I was so like, oh, I never get to do this. Like, I felt so prepared. I'm like, I sound amazing. She's a way better singer than me. We go in and I go in first, and she goes in first. She does her audition. It's flawless. She sounds amazing. She comes out. She's already beating herself up. She's like, I don't know if that was gonna go. That was the best audition I've ever heard, because I'm thinking like, I'm used to like comedy auditions way loose. Okay. Yeah. I go in, it's stern in there. Okay. And I'm sure they're perfectly nice people, but it's austere. It's a different vibe. I go in and I'm kind of using my usual like, hey, so good to see you today, you know? And I do my sides or whatever, if there were sides, and then I do my song, and I'm at the end, I think I've killed it, and they kind of are looking at me, they're like, are you gonna keep going? And I guess I had like missed a whole page. And I still was not getting that I was meant to feel it. Like I was like, oh my gosh, my bad. Do you guys want me to start from the top or just go right from there? And they're like, you can start from the top. And I was like, incredible. And my sister's probably out there listening to this audition and thinking, this girl is bombing so hard. I still left going, what I did today was incredible.
Bodied. I feel like that's such good perspective to have, because it's so easy to be down on auditions though. Taylor.
If I was in musical theater, I would have a different. They are like it's a much more intense space. Yeah. It is a much more like, if we don't like, truly it feels like when musical theater, like Broadway auditions, it really does feel like they're gonna line us up, and like it really is like scary. But I think coming from I think doing like TV auditions is way more like good to see you again. You're like, it's so good to see you. Yeah. The sun is shining. Yeah. You're gonna read half a page of dialogue.
Exactly. Any questions? No, let's try. Let's play.
Yeah, they go, I'm just gonna give you another one because I'm having fun with you. And you're like, I'm having fun with you.
I love that you love auditioning so much. I feel like rare breed. But to your point though, if I walked into an audition and it's giving Save the Last Dance energy, intense, the table, they're all seated there, like, do your thing, there's no warmth coming from them, that would really throw me. And that's not fun.
It's not fun. I think it's gotta be fun. It's probably I think that the theater world probably it's particularly musical theater, because it's a harder thing to land. Like singing is so scary. I think for them it has to be a version of like what we get from feeling like we did a good job in an easier audition. Yeah. You know, where you kind of, when you go in and you don't have to belt at all, and you don't have to sob, and you don't have to do any of that. Yeah. And you're doing the thing you feel comfortable with, but it's still that like little hit of like, that was brave of me. Yeah.
Well, look what I did.
That was pretty brave.
What I did. How do you feel about, now we're getting so deep in the actor talk of it all, which I tend to do sometimes. Yes. How are you about getting off book for an audition? Are you committed to it, or are you like...
I'm really trying to be more of like a preparer and a reader. Okay. Like this past year and like the years to come. I think I have a crutch.
I love how you're whispering.
I don't want to admit it, kind of, because I have a bit of a crutch of like, when I would do smaller roles on things, it was easy for me to be like, you know how you'll go in, you do you do a blocking rehearsal, and then you do a camera rehearsal, and then you film it 19 times. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's kind of like, after those 2 reads, I kind of got it in my head, especially if it's like good script, people are giving you like good stuff. You're kind of like, oh, it's in. And I think the problem with memorizing really quickly is like, it becomes something you can kind of lean on to not be preparing as much. So I am trying to be, I honestly want to do theater a lot more now that I'm back in New York, because I think it would really serve me to do something off book for an hour and a half, 2 hours, over and over and over and over and over again. Like, I really want to do that, and like, you know, discover, if you can discover things on camera doing a bunch of takes or someone else's coverage, it's interesting to see what But you got to build up that discipline, and I am really starting from a place of like I came from improv.
Yeah, me too.
I came from
which is
improv
like,
boom. So
we do a little bit of you do a team practice once a week or something. You do I mean, granted, you put in your hours. I don't want to trivialize this.
Oh, it's a lot of time.
But at the same time, I think I've said to people, I think one of my favorite things about improv is that you don't really rehearse.
You don't.
And I'm like, and you do the thing one time, it's satisfying. It also pays $0.
Zero. It is the least. It's like you cannot, there is no art form you can monetize less.
No.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. It's so pure.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's almost the way that it exists makes it so that you can't capitalize off of it in any way.
Yeah.
It's just built that way at its best.
Yeah.
And you can't capture it, and that rocks. But certainly when you say one rehearsal a week, which is true when you're on a house team, you're doing like your one rehearsal, you're doing your one practice, team practice a week.
Yeah.
And that is as diligent as it gets.
Yes.
For improv.
And but then I got on a sketch team at UCB, and I was very much like, I don't feel like rehearsing. I mean, I showed up to rehearsal, but I'm like, we don't need to run this scene again.
Same. No, like, I lasted 4 months. I went, this is a lot. Yeah. I go, you guys are beating this.
I'm like, it's not going to feel as fun and fresh out there if we keep running these lines.
I feel like it doesn't. Like, I think there's like amazing sketch out there and amazing character work out there. But to me, as the one doing it, it's kind of like sports versus watching sports. It's like, okay, well, if I'm the one doing it, like it's like this, I've done it 100 times. And like, I've done this 100 times now. It's like fun for you to watch. You can't tell the difference. And in fact, you're probably liking watching sketch more than you're liking watching improv because we figured it all out. It's only the hits.
Yeah.
But as the person doing it, it's obviously way more fun to get like one good improv joke off.
Oh yeah. So satisfying.
Even if the audience is suffering more.
Yeah. But it's so satisfying.
Getting that one big improv win. There's no amount of sketch that can.
It's simply true. It's simply true. But I think we have this in common. But I have to say that theater actors are athletes. I think about them. I did a run at the Lincoln Center, and I was like, this is crazy.
I saw that show. Yes.
You did? Oh my gosh, mayhem.
Yes, I loved it.
Thank you.
But that's
so
what
much.
I mean. That's exactly what I mean. Is
Thank
like
you.
it really like seeing somebody else do something where you go, this person put like all their time into it. It's not scary when it's good. It's like, it's not when you see it pay off and when you see it be funny, it's not scary.
Yes. Well, thank you. It was very stressful going into, but there's so many barriers to getting started, but I needed the pressure of like, this is the date.
It's on the books.
It's on the books. And as it crept and crept and crept, I was like, oh shit, fuck. Yes. I don't have anything. But I need that kind of pressure.
Me
like,
too.
Because I'm a big time procrastinator.
Well, it doesn't sound like it if you're putting dates on the books.
I rarely do though.
Okay.
I'm like,
but you're putting dates on the books. You're
put 2 dates on the books, and then I'm mad about it. But there's a date on the book. I'm
always mad there's a date on the book. I'm always mad there's a date. But then when there's nothing on the book, I'm sort of at my lowest. I think that's most people that I know are at their lowest when there's nothing. And that's where the day jobs become comforting. Mm-hmm. But and also then you can kind of use the day job to say, this day job is the only reason that I'm not achieving something bigger than this. This day job is holding me back. I would be diligent on my own, but unfortunately I'm employed.
I have a day job.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
the lie of the day job.
I did a casting director workshop. Had you ever done any of those before they became illegal?
Wait, I don't think I have.
Okay.
I don't think that I have.
So I've done a casting director workshop, and I did a scene, and this casting director was like, that was great. And she was like, turned my headshot over and was like, yeah, so that was really good, but I feel like you don't have representation because you're comfortable. I don't know your life, but you must be comfortable. And I was like, damn, bitch.
Oh my gosh.
But she wasn't wrong. I had the most cushy day job.
Oh, okay.
I had my own office.
She was saying, she was one of those who was like, you have to tear up
you
plan
have to
B.
you have to tear up plan B. And I was like, well, I don't really have a plan B, but my day job was way too comfy, cozy. I had an office with a view. The view was of a cemetery, nice. but still.
I like that. That's actually one of my most favorite beautiful views.
So, but it was a view nonetheless.
Yeah.
And so I was like,
which cemetery, can I ask?
It was the one by Howard Hughes Center in LA off the 405.
Okay.
There's like a cemetery.
I don't think I've been to that one.
Okay, but you lived in LA.
Yes, yeah.
Thoughts on LA versus New York? And maybe your thought is that
God, it's like they're so hard to compare, but yet I talk about it all the time.
I want to know what your experience was in it, because you did a brief stint in LA, was it? How long?
I did 4 years.
Okay.
And all my stuff is still there. So in a way, I I'm living in spirit in a storage
Did you break
unit.
up with someone there?
No, I got a job here.
Okay.
The Netflix show I'm on films here, and so I came back thinking it was kind of the opposite. I started dating someone and we were long distance.
Okay.
And
you LA.
Me LA, them in New York.
Gotcha.
I said, okay, I'm going to go. We had been dating for a couple months. I'm going to go to New York. I'm going to film this show. And then maybe we'll just like go back to LA and like live together. And that'll be the plan.
Yeah.
And it just kind of like snuck up on me, like New York. I hadn't been back for a long stretch of time since I left, I feel like. And I think I was expecting that everything would have changed and that would be hard to accept. But I forget that the East Coast, one of the ways it's different is that like people stay in New York. Like,
oh, yeah.
It is way less turnover, way less transient than LA. And I think I'd become accustomed to that schedule. And LA is like both. Like you'll have people move away, but you'll also just have people who like are there a couple months and then they're gone and they're back again. And you run into people and you go, I may not see you again for a couple months, but I know I will again. Yeah. Which is now how I am with LA. But I came back and I like really just missed everybody and I was having a lot of fun here. And it also had become kind of convenient. Like I was working in Canada and it's like shorter. Travel from LA is tough, I will say.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's like it's a full travel day and then you're going right to a job or something and it is the most comfortable place to live. Every day is gorgeous. There's nothing more I love than like wasting a day in LA.
Oh, and everyone's so good at it.
Oh, and knowing that it doesn't matter. Tomorrow's going to be gorgeous too. It really offers something beautiful in the way of like everybody, and it slows down the pace. It really makes everyone go, we did one thing today. Let's not make each other feel bad. Yeah. Let's not anyone push too hard. Let's all agree. If we all agree to do one thing a day,
no problem.
It can be done.
And then we're going to Runyon.
Yes. I'm not going to go to that, but I
lived in LA for 12 years and I think I went to Runyon Canyon my first time like 9 years in.
You weren't hiking at all. I wasn't hiking at all.
Because also the hikes are like walks. I'm sure there are real hikes to the hiking community. Don't come for us.
I feel like I went to Runyon once and I felt like I was climbing vertically up the mountains. Whatever thing I went to.
I took my cousin on a hike who is from Jersey at Runyon when she came to visit me when I was there. She was so mad at me. She was like, we are way too high.
What do you mean, like the altitude?
She just was like, I'm scared of heights. Like when we got to the top, beautiful view, it was like
view.
Pure panic from her, and was like, and I was laughing. She's like, this is not funny. This is scary.
It is. I guess you should have told her that but it's all
in
mountains.
my mind. It didn't even occur to me.
Mountains.
But it didn't occur to me because I'm like, none of these hikes are for real.
Yeah, they're soft.
They're soft hikes.
They're soft hikes. Yeah. And the whole point of it is that when you're living in LA, you're living in just in California at all. It really is the most beautiful place. You can't believe it. Beautiful. It's like the biodiversity merely among succulents is like crazy. You're like, I've never seen one that color. I've never seen one like that before. Like this is beautiful outside my house. Yeah, a lemon tree in every yard.
Imagine.
It is. You have to. I mean, if you can, you have to experience living in California. But then I am sort of like I'm sure there's like a lot of like parables written about like living in paradise and the lessons there are for everything being so perfect and what that means. And I asked my partner's from San Diego and I was like, they've lived in New York since 2018, but before that like always like lived in LA, lived in San Diego. I was like, do you have like, when the seasons change on the East Coast, do you get nostalgic pangs of like memories and like sense memory? And they were like, no, I don't have any of that from growing up. And I was like, whoa, that's rocked my world for weeks.
Not having seasons is, I grew up in Baltimore and I'm like, we had seasons, all four very hard. We went hard on winter, hard on summer, hard on spring. So when people are like, no, it's the tracking of time just feels different there because of the lack of seasons.
There's a numbing.
Yes, for sure.
And the holidays aren't a thing. It numbs you out a bit.
Do you miss LA in a real way or in a kind of like, I'll be back?
Kind of both. I feel like lately it's been getting warm here and it's making me think of LA a bit. Like today is like a gorgeous spring day and I am being like, oh, that's what they're experiencing over there. That's so fun.
Yeah.
But I also think I don't know. It's also a place that even though it does change a lot and people cycle through a lot, then you go and it's the same feeling of like, oh my God, it's like I'm not missing anything the way I wasn't missing anything when I was there and y'all were here. Like I'm, like I'm definitely probably missing fun times, but you guys aren't going to tell me exactly what happened and what I missed. You would never be so cruel.
When you see people getting together on Instagram, you're not there, do you feel any semblance of FOMO in general as a concept?
It's so hard because New York is so fun.
Yeah.
It's such a fun place to live and it really occupies your brain a lot. And unfortunately, people in New York are, and this has not changed, like people in New York are doing like 19 things a day, back to back to back to back. So time is passing that I have noticed. Since being back, I am kind of like time is moving really, really, really,
way too
quickly.
fast.
Way
it's
too fast. Way too fast.
I when I lived in LA and I just romanticized living in New York, I wanted to live in New York so badly. I'm like, I'm an East Coast girl. I have to get to New York. I want to be in New York. I used to feel FOMO. I'm not a person who suffers from FOMO, but I would just like, I'd look at the clock in LA and I'd be like, it'd be 5 o'clock and I'm like, but it's 8 p.m. in New York. They're already into their evening.
I know the time difference. I do think about. I will go. I will sometimes have that feeling of like it's only one there. It's only one in LA.
It's like okay,
they have so many chances to make better choices than I have the last 3 hours. I've wasted another day.
Yeah.
New York, I would get FOMO sometimes because I had context for living here when I lived in LA, where if I saw a really good New York night or like somewhere really fun, like I would get New York FOMO. Yeah. But I don't really get that about LA. LA doesn't really do that though. Yeah. LA doesn't. New York, I think, thinks a bit more about the comparison. People always say this, like people in LA are not thinking about New York, and they're not. Yeah. They're not. If you haven't lived there, they're not thinking. I
think the comparison comes if you've lived in either place or you've had close people come. So I'm like, if you're from New York and you've never been to LA, don't give a damn about LA. You don't care. You're not worried about the comparison. Yeah. Same for people in LA who are like, this is home. I love it. Would never want to live in. Like, I'm not interested in comparing the two. Fair enough. I do think, though, having lived in both, have an adoration for both places. I'm like, I did feel New York FOMO. I'm like, oh, they're having it's fun over there. And being in New York, it hasn't so much occurred to me, except for like maybe once or twice when I was working on a Saturday and like seeing all my friends in LA got together.
And it's nice. Yeah. I know. But I also think because we're from the East Coast, there's also like, I think probably my partner is experiencing that for LA in a way that it would take us too long to catch up to that. Like to feeling familiar about a place that I think probably for people who aren't from the East Coast who move to New York as their big city, if you're from California or something, you move to New York, maybe it's taking you forever to adjust to like what being on the East Coast feels like or living on the East Coast feels like, where I do feel like that's another thing. I think that like I always felt like everyone who lived in New York for the most part was from New York, New Jersey, Maryland. Yeah, it's true. Like everyone. It's true. And so you're seeing people who like were raised really similarly to you, who have really similar context for things. LA is not like that as much. You have like your LA people and your California people, but then you have people from truly everywhere. Yeah. So it is way more like, take it or leave it. Yeah. Like it's here. It's here whether you want it or not. If you don't get it, that's okay. Yeah. And in New York, it feels a lot more like when I feel like I'm feeling FOMO, it's like, but those people, like we have so many similar touchstones and we have such similar childhoods. It's like that feeling. It's like that. Like I feel kind of defensive of the East Coast in a lot of ways. Yeah. And then now I have a bunch of like, because of comedy, like Midwestern friends who add like a third Chicago element to it. Yeah. And they're experiencing both cities. Like right now, the Midwesterners I know are doing New York for the first time. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm seeing a lot of that. Yes. Yeah. So it's fun to be here because you're kind of feeling like, oh, everyone's here. Yeah. But and then and then I feel bad. I go, am I just following the swing of where the party is at? Am I just going, am I being fickle? Am I following
Taylor, how are you doing without your stuff?
It's really hard not having stuff.
Your stuff is in LA.
I need my stuff. I need my stuff. When is the last time you've had to furnish a whole apartment? Because it's like not.
The last time I had to furnish a whole apartment was when 2020. No, so I moved here and then I lived in a spot for 2 years and then I moved. You
subletted furnished for 2 years.
No, I got.
You got stuff.
Heidi Gardner like gave me her couch, or nice. She was trying to get rid of her stuff and was like, "You can have it if you want." And I was like, "Yes, I live in a shit studio. I live in Midtown. I'll take whatever."
Oh my God, Midtown, yeah.
Midtown.
Wow.
Equivalent, LA equivalent of Hollywood and Highland. Why would I move there?
I kind of get it. Like you're there for work, and then it's also like I was on like near like 23rd Street the other day, and I used to work around there so much, spend so much time there, and I was feeling like nostalgic for Madison Square Park, and I was sort of like, I live here.
Yeah.
I live in Midtown.
Listen, it was a special time. I did COVID there.
Okay, that's crazy.
Which is wild.
That's really crazy.
But it's years ago, so it's been like 5-6 years since I furnished. So you're furnishing a whole new spot.
I don't have like any chairs, and that's super crazy. You'd think I don't need chairs. I have a couch. I have a bed.
I can sit on the bed.
You need chairs.
The funny thing is, I might not need chairs because I want to sit in my. I want to be in my bed at all times.
I'm in my bed. And I am functionally in my bed a lot, but living with when you live with someone who is like, I can't sit in my bed all day, you go, totally. Like, I would never sit in my bed all day.
That's crazy. Who sits in bed all day?
Only a slovenly animal would sit in their bed all day. Like,
I feel like I am in bed so often that when I FaceTime a lot.
That's good.
But I'm embarrassed. Well, I'm lying. I'm not really embarrassed. I think this is what I feel. I feel like a part of me should be embarrassed that someone who's FaceTimed me last week is FaceTiming me again like 3 weeks later, and it's like, oh, this bitch is in bed again. Like, it doesn't matter what.
They know you're not in bed the whole time.
Yeah.
Did you ever have Be Real?
I didn't, but I know Be Real.
Be Real.
Yeah.
I started it, stopped using it like everything, but a friend of mine said something that like I think about now every day, where she was like, I really like it because you get to see how many people are just like home most of the time.
Yeah, yes.
And before someone said that, I went, I'm the most at home person who's ever existed. I'm home.
Yeah, but did you feel any shame about it? Because I'm like, I love being a homebody.
I feel shame about going out. I feel shame about being at home. I don't know what the balance is. The older I get, the less I care.
Yeah, okay.
The older I get, the more I'm just like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
No matter where I am.
It doesn't matter.
I'm kind of tired.
Yes. This is my thing is I'm pro homebody, but the fact that I'm in bed all the time, like if I'm not out and about, I'm getting in bed. I'm changing out of my street clothes,
I'm putting
of course.
on a softer pant.
Yes.
Yeah. I like being in my bed. I like my bedroom. I like eating in there.
I eat in my bed.
I like watching stuff on a screen there's bigger screens in the house.
Same.
But I'm on a little screen.
Taylor, are we kindred spirits? Because I'm like laptop. I have
on my belly.
Yes. The heat of the laptop on the belly.
Screen right in front of my face.
Right here. I also then have a heating pad for my shoulders. It's just hot all around.
Yes, I have that as well.
But then my TV in my living room, I got the most massive TV. I had a neighbor help me like unbox it when I got it 5 years ago, and he was like, "It's a big TV," and I'm like, for a girl who don't watch TV and has to watch on laptop,
that's for guests.
It's for the guests.
That's for guests. That's for when you have a lot of people sitting in the room. Everyone needs to see the TV.
Yeah.
But when it's just me watching TV, it's like, I want to be laying all the way down, like legs, and I want the cool sheets. I don't want the couch.
Yeah, I don't either. I got a couch that feels like a bed because I was like, this is going to incentivize me to get out of bed.
Same.
And guess what? Didn't work.
If anything, it becomes a problem. Like now, this is a problem I haven't had before, where I'm falling asleep. I mean, I've had it in the past other places, but falling asleep on the couch instead of in the bed, and then having to do
get up in the middle
journey.
Yeah. See, well, here's the thing. Sometimes I don't feel like getting ready for bed. Period. Say long day. I have makeup on, have to brush my teeth, but I'm so tired. Tell me if this is crazy. Perhaps this is a great segue into the segment of that's nice, but what about me? Okay,
hit it.
Is every once in a while, we'll just not have the energy to get ready for bed. Can't conceive of it. Floss, brush my teeth, wash my face.
It takes
crazy.
So long.
Wrap my hair. What are you talking about?
It takes so long.
So I will take a nap. It will be like a 1 a.m. nap.
Yes.
Set the alarm. It's like 12:57. I'll set the alarm for 1:30 a.m. to wake me up to properly get ready for bed.
I do that all the time. Or I do it at like 4 a.m. I'll get up at 4 and I'll do it. But I'm washing my face tonight.
Yeah, you got to. I'll break out.
I go, if I do this for 3 more hours, I'll turn into just an absolute hideous beast.
Yes,
but it works.
But it works.
It really works.
And people are like, that's so chaotic. Just do it and be done with it. And I'm like, I'm that tired. I need to
And I do the
nap.
full get ready for bed. I do believe in the full get ready for bed. I think on a night where I can not like a really hard, like you worked like long day, whatever, really hard day for once in a while, I have a second moisturizer next to my bed, and I have like wipes if I need.
Oh, good.
But I don't believe in the wipe.
I don't believe in wipe only.
I don't believe in the wipe.
I don't know.
It doesn't.
I was gonna say you're so brave. I don't
believe
and
in the
I.
wipe. Yeah.
Because I'm like the wipe is not enough. The wipe is simply not enough. I will break out. This will be a problem.
I will.
So
it'll come later. I have one right now.
You have one from
one
sleeping and makeup or from hair?
Actually, it might be from hair, from hair touching.
Touching
Have you seen the videos where it's like a girl and she can't really be asleep, but a girl comes home and then her boyfriend puts what looks like this little, it's like a little plastic tub, like soft inflatable tub under her neck in her bed, and does her like
full hair
she's
wash, got to marry him,
full face wash, does the whole getting ready for bed while she's sleeping, and then puts one of those, the hair dryers that you put on and then you just stick the thing in and it is like the salon dryer in your home. Then puts one of those on, so she also has dry hair for bed. It's crazy. It's like my dream. I see those videos.
I would be. Is that AI or it's real?
I think it's real. I've seen a couple creators do it. I think my partner has brushed my teeth in bed for me.
Marry them.
Yes,
marry
has
them.
brushed my teeth in bed for me, but it only happened one time because it's like hard to do.
It is.
It's
and
hard
what
to
do
do.
you spit into cup?
I probably swallowed it. I think I swallowed it.
Damn, you can't be swallowing toothpaste.
You can't be. That's the thing. It's not an every night
solution. The toothpaste
solution.
with the plaque in it.
I know. It's not an every night solution. But at the time I go, yeah, I wasn't going to get up.
Yeah,
I
that's
just wasn't
going
to get up.
I've romanticized someone getting me ready for bed. I think it's so messed up that after a long day, you're expecting.
I know. It is so messed up. Because also getting ready for
bed
bed is different. Like, it's different for everybody, but mine, I would say, like, takes too long for me to justify sometimes.
I have a whole process, and my friends will be, I call friends on FaceTime to do it because it's a nice distraction for me, and I'll be like, you stay on the phone with me while I do this, and my one friend was like, you are the most face-washingest person I've ever seen. I mean, there are steps. I'm flossing every single night.
Flossing every single night.
Wow. I want to keep my teeth for as long as
possible.
Yeah,
I want to keep my teeth too. And it's something you don't think about in your 20s that much.
It's just that I had braces, and because I saw what braces did to some people's teeth, like maybe they're straightened, but like there's a lot of other things going on now. That's when I picked up on flossing and dental hygiene, was having braces. So it was like a gift and a curse. I mean, mostly gift, frankly.
Having braces, Well, it's never a gift. They're so expensive.
Yeah, and I was 14, and insurance didn't cover it back then. So shout out to my mom.
Oh my God.
Yeah, out of pocket.
I actually don't know how much braces cost, but our parents make it sound like it was
a lot.
As much as the house.
$5,000. That's like the mortgage times whatever. I don't even know how many. Yeah, and that was back then.
That was back then. What do braces probably cost now? $50K.
They're college tuition.
$50K for braces, probably.
Or you're getting your teeth fixed.
Get your teeth fixed. Honestly,
I would say get your teeth.
I would say get your teeth fixed.
My high
Nothing
school
can
teacher
stop
and I
you.
were Zooming yesterday, and he was like, he essentially, who was such a proponent of college for all of us, was low-key like, it's a scam and the schools cost too much. And I go, hearing him say this all these years later, I was like, yeah, get your teeth fixed.
Get your teeth fixed.
And that's it.
If you're going to be like a doctor, a lawyer, consider school.
Yeah. Consider it.
If you're anyone else, consider beautiful teeth. Because people are, there's nothing like presentation, obviously such an important part of being taken seriously. I
learned that in psychology.
Because you went to school for real stuff. Because you were taking like math, sciences.
Well, this was in high school, gratis, public high school.
Oh my God.
School was gratis. I mean, taxpayers paid for my schooling.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
That's really good. We didn't have that at mine, but yeah, that is, I think for most things, it's like we all learned that you don't need to go to school. And then so many of us went to college that it kind of became like, oh, everyone has a college degree. It's not even like a competitive edge anymore. No. Why did I get this thing?
Unnecessary. But also maybe good for you. So don't listen to me.
Right. Also, some people love
my sister
school.
Loves school. My sister fucks with school. Yes. I've talked about this on the podcast. Everyone's different.
Some people really and thank God that exists.
Yes.
That you can say, I'm not sure yet. Because there's been so much of my life where I'm not sure what's next. God, like most of your 20s, you're just sort of like, someone should let me know what I should do next. But, and thank goodness for improv class.
I know.
Improv class is really, if you find your path in improv class, Yeah, I mean, it's a lot cheaper than college.
Yes.
Try that out.
Try that. I did improv with someone who was like telling their parents they were getting their master's. It was a lie, but because they were in improv.
Wow.
Getting a master's in
improv. Oh
my
God, your master's only cost $375 $.
We support this. It's so great.
It doesn't cost that anymore. Improv costs a lot more now, but
yeah,
back then it was like you could get, you could talk a parent into getting it for you for Christmas or something.
Yes, improv degrees.
Yes.
Look at us go. Well, I'm happy to have had you today,
Thank
Taylor.
you so much for having me.
This is so fun.
You have the most beautiful teeth of maybe anyone I've ever met. So it's really working.
The flossing is working. And
it
the braces.
is.
I still wear my retainers sometimes. The wire. But that's for another time.
Are you wearing it now?
No.
Okay.
No. I need to put it. I haven't worn it in some time because I thought like surely after 16 years without. I wear my retainer for the math 16 years, and I stopped during COVID, which I feel like during COVID other people like pandemic lockdown. I stopped.
You were kind of saying like, when do I take the retainer out? If
I was
I'm
like, why do I have to?
Yeah,
I was like, why am I wearing this? And I stopped wearing it. And then dentist recently was like, no, you need to. That's forever.
Yes, people. That's so funny that like there were people who were like, coming out as like gay during pandemic, fully transitioning. You're like, and I kind of decided, I'm like, I'm not a retainer person anymore.
I'm done with this.
I learned about myself as well. I'm not wearing a retainer anymore.
I've decided this is not.
Like I also had kind of like a big awakening.
Huge. I still have it, but for when I want to dabble. But
yeah, keep it.
Thank you, Taylor. I'm so excited to see you in your show, and thank you for doing this. Watch it, April 9th,
please
Netflix.
Watch it, please.
Taylor is begging you.
Please,
don't make
I'm
her
begging
beg.
you to watch it. Please, you guys.
Bye. That was my conversation with Taylor Ortega. That was very fun for me. I hope you enjoyed. If you want advice from me and my next guest, we haven't given out advice in some time, but we'd love to give out advice. I'm speaking for me and my future guests. Please call us and leave a voice message at 502-THX-DADS. 502-THX-DADS. That's 502-THANKS-DADS. We'd love to give you advice. Thank you for listening. See you next time. Thanks, Dad is a production of Will Ferrell's Big Money Players and iHeart podcast. I'm your host, Nwodim. Our producer is Kevin Bartelt, and our executive producer is Matt Apodaca.